Hello everyone and warm welcome to the second session of Engineering Electromagnetics. In the previous video we have seen the introduction to vector calculus and its importance in the study of electromagnetic field theory. We have also seen the formal way of representing a vector and its mathematical notation. Now in this video we will see the fundamental operations that we can do with the vectors. So let us begin with the first fundamental vector operation, that is addition of vectors. Here we take the two vectors, I say vector A and vector B, those we want to add together. Now we have two types of performing the vector addition. The first one is triangle law of vector addition. According to this law, we have to match the head point of vector A with the tail point of vector B. Finally, we will draw a resultant vector that starts at the tail point of vector A and ends at the head point of vector B. So this addition result we have denoted as vector C. Now we shall move to the second way of vector addition, which is known as parallelogram law of vector addition. Now in this case, we will match the tail points of vector A and B both here. Now from the head points of these two vectors, we will draw the parallel lines to each other this way, and finally we will draw the resultant vector that starts at the common tail point of vector A and B and will end at the intersection point of the two lines we have drawn recently. After the addition of vectors, the second fundamental operation is of course the subtraction of vectors. Here let us subtract vector B from vector A. Vector A minus vector B is nothing but vector A added to the minus of vector B. Minus of any vector means a vector with the same magnitude but with the reverse direction. So here we take vector A along with the reversal of vector B. See here, the earlier vector B direction we have reversed and kept the magnitude same here. Now for this subtraction, which we have converted to the addition of the two vectors by just reversing the direction of one of the two vectors here, we will follow the triangle's law of addition that just now we have covered here. So making the vector B in reverse order in this way, where we have matched the tail point of minus B bar to the head point of A bar here, and finally we have the subtraction of vector B from vector A that we have denoted by vector D here. Now after the addition of vectors and subtraction of the two vectors, the next fundamental operation is multiplication. Now first of all we shall be addressing multiplication of a vector by a scalar here. Now we have been introduced to what exactly the vector mean, what exactly the scalar means. Scalar means only the magnitude, not the direction here. So if the scalar multiplicand has positive value, there will be a change into the magnitude of the original vector retaining its original direction. Now just now we have seen vector A and vector B. We will take the first vector. So if this is simply the vector here, if we have multiplication to this particular vector by a scalar value, and that scalar value as just discussed here is having the positive magnitude here. So see here, the direction is not supposed to change, it will be the same direction, but what was the earlier magnitude, that magnitude has changed. So for the scalar being a positive here, there it is increase in the magnitude keeping the same direction here. Now in another hand, if the scalar multiplicand is having a negative value along with the change in the original magnitude, there will be a reversal of the direction of the original vector here. So here it is the case that I am explaining here. Yes, see, the magnitude you can compare to the earlier one, but the change into the direction, it has reversed because of the negative scalar multiplicand selected for the multiplication here. And here it is what the case we have the positive scalar here, but its value is less than the 1 here. So whatever it was the magnitude earlier for the original vector to be multiplied by a scalar, that magnitude has reduced this way here. Now next to all this, we shall see multiplication of a vector by another vector, and this is basically classified into two ways. The first one of this multiplication of vectors will result into the scalar outcome and is called as scalar or dot multiplication. Either you call it scalar multiplication of two vectors or dot multiplication of two vectors, it will be one and the same here. So now again we will be taking the two vectors as we have in the earlier cases, vectors A and vector B here. Here we will match the tail points of both these vectors together, and we will denote the smaller angle made by the vector A with the vector B by theta here. So as I get back to this, you can see after matching the tail points of the two vectors, we have two possibilities of denoting the angle. This is one possibility and this is another possibility. So here we have this to be the outer angle and this is the inner angle, I can say, or here it is what the smaller angle. Okay, so smaller angle is to be denoted by theta here. Now the result of the vector A dot multiplication with the vector B can be determined with the help of the formulation that I will write here. So we have vector A dot multiplication we have to show just by putting a dot in between these two vector notations, and it is given by magnitude of vector A, which is represented as mod vector A multiplied to the magnitude of the second vector B multiplied by cosine of the angle theta here. So this is what the outcome of scalar or dot multiplication. So this magnitude of the two vectors multiplied to each other and cosine value of the smaller angle theta between these two vectors will result into a certain value here, not the direction. So this is the outcome to be a scalar, hence the name scalar multiplication. And by way of representation, we can also call it to be dot multiplication here. Now let us move on to the second type of multiplication of vectors here. So here it is the multiplication of a vector by another vector that will result into the vector outcome, and this is called as vector or cross multiplication here. Now the magnitude of the result of vector A cross multiplication with the vector B we will see here. So again we have vector A and vector B here, and again in this case we will be needing the smaller angle theta between the two vectors A bar and B bar here. So now the formulation I will be writing here. In this formulation you will also see how to denote the vector multiplication or the cross multiplication. I just denote you A bar cross B bar here. So this is determined by again taking the magnitude of the first vector A bar into magnitude of the second vector B bar into sine of the angle theta. So this much of calculation will give you the magnitude of the resultant, whereas this multiplication has a direction to the resultant. So this direction is denoted by A n cap here. See, small a subscript something and cap overhead is just the representation of the unit vector that we have been introduced to in the previous video. So this is just the representation of the direction. Now what is the significance of writing capital N to the subscript here? N means normal direction. See, as you see this digital screen, the vector A and vector B are lying in this plane of the digital screen, or you can generally say the plane of the paper here. Now, normal direction means perpendicular direction, either the direction that is making 90-degree angle with this digital screen and coming outwards to you, or that is of course 90-degree angle to the digital screen and going inwards too. Okay, so normal direction I hope you are clear with. Now, which particular direction to be taken, either outwards or inwards, that we will see, and that is given with the help of right hand screw rule or the right hand thumb rule here. So let us see the next figure that will illustrate the use of right hand screw rule for determining the direction of the resultant here. So here you see we have this illustration in three-dimensional visualization here. So you find the vector A here, we usually denote it with A bar, vector B, B bar here. The smaller angle theta we have represented, in the subscript we have written AB, so we can come to know in which particular vector cases this angle theta has been denoted here. Now at the common tail point of these two vectors when mashed together here, we have the imagination of a screw here, and here with the help of the screwdriver, if we want to get this screw inside the plane of the paper, or simply a plane in which these two vectors are lying there. So if we operate the screwdriver in this particular clockwise direction from the top view, this screwdriver will go inside this particular plane here. It will proceed in the forward direction here. So whenever you are finding out the vector multiplication as like vector A bar cross B bar, you have to operate this right hand screw rule starting at the first vector ending towards the second vector. So this is what the clockwise direction. So in which particular direction this screw will move forward, that is the direction of the resultant. Okay, so this will be the denotion of unit vector A n cap, because the possibilities are either going downwards or upwards here. You see in the gray color here we have the plane in which the vector A and B are lying here. I just draw, please consider the symmetry here. So either the upwards direction or the downwards direction, these are the two possibilities here. So by the help of right hand screw rule, you come to see which one to be selected here. So here we have selected the downwards direction here. So here, after understanding the fundamental operations on vectors listed as addition, subtraction and multiplication, we will conclude this video. By the next lecture, we shall see how to derive the scalar and vector components of a vector. Thank you.